these men the same. Their relentless drive, their willingness to leave everything in the ring will be exactly what makes this fight unforgettable.
I know what I can do. I know what I'm capable of. There's a reason why I'm here.
Lamont Roach, you and your people was up slamming.
Because in boxing, greatness isn't just measured by where you start. It is defined by how you finish. Lamont Roach Jr. began in the same world, in the same gyms, chasing the same dream. But the paths that brought them to this inflection point could not be more different. The world has witnessed the incredible rise of Tank Davis. Prodigy turned champion turned superstar. Lamont Roach Jr. has taken a different path.
That's right!
His tenacity is evident in every fight, but even more so in the long arc of his career, where he has scrapped and fought to earn the right not to be overlooked.
I'm really him. I bring any type of smoke to anything in my way. I am him in that ring.
1. After plenty of build-up, Prime Video has finally released the first episode of Gervonta Davis versus Lamont Roach. Gloves off ahead of their highly anticipated rematch. The boxing world can't stop talking about it, and clips from the show.
Of course. But the only thing that's gonna matter is when we get in the ring. If you ain't on your A game, if you ain't focused,
Trying to hear that.
I'm telling you right now, you better tighten up. Because if you don't, my mother, I'm gonna make it look like a cakewalk.
Now, I promise you, on my mother, you better leave the females home and the kids. On my mother.
As expected, the episode kicks off with Gervonta Davis front and center since he's the A-side of this matchup. The narrator breaks down the aftermath of their first meeting, starting with what happened in the ring. You could see plain as day how frustrated Davis was, and now he looks determined to bounce back after that rough showing. Even though Davis has admitted he's thinking about retiring soon, his training shows he's more locked in and motivated than ever.
Good try.
Hell no, that was weak.
Come on. I need both hands.
That body shot hurt. Go back down there.
Keep pushing forward.
He gonna get blood tonight. I haven't been in the ring in like 14 months.
Oh! The footage shows Tank looking razor sharp in the gym, both physically and mentally. Even after the frustration of that draw and the damage to his name, he's fully focused. This is without a doubt the most skilled fighter Tank has ever faced, the narrator points out. The oddsmakers believe Davis will set the record straight on August 16th, but plenty of people still think Roach has what it takes to win. With Davis talking retirement, the pressure is sky high. That explains why his training is so intense. It's rare to see a knockout artist like him spend this much time studying an opponent and playing it cautious early in fights. But considering the tough life he's had, being careful makes sense. Survival has always been the priority.
10, 9, 8, 7, power, 6, 5, power, 4, power, 3, 2, one more. Good. Keep the head. Roll under the bed. Good job.
That lawnmower, that's that. Start that.
I made the decision to train in DC because, I haven't been.
The spotlight then turns to Lamont Roach, grinding hard at his camp in Plant City. I'm gonna rough him up real bad. Roach chuckles, but how much does he truly believe it? Only Roach knows for sure. His skills speak for themselves. The Reaper looks cool and collected at camp, which isn't shocking. He's a seasoned fighter. Just like Davis, Roach has weathered plenty of ups and downs in and out of the ring. He's a serious threat. Tank's like a snake in there, Roach says, referring to Davis's slow starts and tendency to strike hard when you least expect it.
Nobody's stunned that. We stand in the gym. Same day, next day, next day.
Maybe a bad day that day and say so, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, some people just gotta know what you getting yourself into. He just might be a little off, and he be tripping sometimes. That's it. Like, I know that. People gotta know that they dealing with a wild card.
All that retirement talk led to a flat performance last time. Davis has been open about his need for therapy. In a recent interview, when asked how he's been mentally the past 2 years, Davis admitted his past left some deep scars, and therapy might be the key to finally moving on. But first, he plans to settle things with Roach in brutal fashion. The narrator calls this a classic DC versus Baltimore clash. Sure, it's not as historic as Puerto Rico versus Mexico, but that doesn't bother Davis. He's staying humble, but
Baltimore and DC, two different worlds, but they so close. We grew up together in the sport. It was always just a tension and rivalry.
Even as kids, when Tank and Roach fought, those in the know paid attention. They were too young.
As usual, Roach is shown catching up with his young son on a video call. I'm glad he's old enough to watch this, Roach says, knowing this could be the defining moment of his career. He's 29 now, and like Davis, he's seen the highs and lows of boxing. Roach opened up about his defeat to Jamal Herring, admitting it sent him into a dark depression, but he clawed his way back. I picked up my tools and went back to work, Roach says. For years later, he took on Hector Luis Garcia and came out on top. To be fair, Tank also fought Garcia, but didn't walk away with the result he wanted. Roach has plenty of skills, but the one he believes gives him the edge is his power. Though let's be real, the most dangerous punch.
You gonna feel all this we got to do? Look, hey Tank, we're gonna go 35 for 12.
Many years ago, legendary champion Marvin Hagler remarked that it's hard to get up and do road work at 5 a.m. when you're sleeping in silk pajamas. In other words, when you're hungry, when you're chasing something.
After stunning the boxing world by forcing a draw in their first clash, many now believe the Reaper could pull off the upset of the year with a knockout. Roach is tough, no question, but let's be honest, his power is solid, not mind-blowing. That might push Tank to skip the usual feeling-out process and go for a quick finish this time. Even without the knockout, Davis's skill could carry him to a decision win. I've worked my tail off for this, Roach says, and if Davis is serious about calling it quits, Roach is ready.
But it's like people selling that stuff. Even the picture where everybody was in the room. That shit look like some devil shit. Facts though, some coke, yeah. That shit like some devil shit. Like they sold that song. Yeah, you go with that. That was crazy. And you seen how the guy was looked at the scorecard. Yeah,
I love proving people wrong, but I love proving myself right even more, Roach says. Right now, people got me all twisted, so yeah, pulling off this upset is definitely on my checklist. Roach promises this rematch will be the fight of the year and the beginning of his own legacy run. After this, he's aiming for another world champion, whether at 130 or 135 pounds. I want to show I'm the best out there, he adds. Meanwhile, Boxing News 24 reports Davis is in one of the best training camps of his life. He's focused, ready for the challenge Roach brings, and preparing for what could be his final run, a plan promoter Leonard Ellerby completely supports, as he mentioned in his chat with a laboratory with...
If you got a talent, the money gonna come, for sure. So I wouldn't even tell them to focus on money. Like, if your talent there, don't even worry about the money. That's all you gotta worry about, the grind.
Trainer Greg Hackett calls the Gervonta Davis versus Lamont Roach rematch a real deal fight. But he admits Roach isn't exactly a household name, especially for casual boxing fans who only tune in for...
Smaller than him was Pitbull. You know what I'm saying? And that's just in height and stature. He was, technically bigger than Tennessee. But Tank is comfortable at 135, so I don't blame him for fighting.
Hackett points out that Roach doesn't have the flash or social media buzz of guys like Ryan Garcia or Devin Haney. That's just Roach's personality, low-key and focused. For folks who actually know Lamont and follow the sport, this is a great fight, Hackett told YSM Sports Media. What's missing is the sizzle. Roach isn't the flashy type. He's calm and respectful. Even if he tried to scare you, it wouldn't totally land. He's light-skinned, got green eyes, doesn't exactly scream scary fighter, Hackett joked. Tank, though, the tattoos, the crazy look in his eyes, the braids, he looks wild, like something's off. He shows up with loud clothes and all the extras. That's Tank, he brings the show.
What do you think about that fight? It's boxing. What's gonna happen is gonna happen. It's boxing.
Right. What kind of fight?
Lamont's a cool, laid-back guy, but he can really fight, and he's a champ. You gotta respect that, Hackett added. The problem is, people always chase the hype. They want those flashy, big-name fights. But honestly, this is a solid fight. Roach knows Tank. Tank knows Roach. It's a local showdown, and for the DMV area, this is huge. They've both shared the ring with Hector Garcia. That tells you they've been in deep waters, Hackett explained, comparing their recent fights with Garcia.
The world of boxing is what it is. I mean, you just don't ever know what can happen in the sport. I mean, we take losses every day, even though I may have had my hand raised every time I went out there and performed, but when I lost my Uncle Raj...
So, how can anyone say Tank's ducking competition? Hackett asked, Roach has a title. They've got history. They know each other's style. The only thing missing is the hype, like what Ryan Garcia or Devin Haney bring. Those guys have been in the spotlight for years. Hackett continued, one of the biggest fights of the year goes down on August 16th when Gervonta "Tank" Davis and Lamont Roach square off again for Tank's WBA lightweight belt. Their first meeting ended in a draw on March 1st, but it didn't come without controversy. The drama peaked in round 9 when Davis dropped to a knee, but the ref never called it a knockdown.
Oh, and that right, but Davis took off some of the steam of the punch, but still, Roach leading with right. He took a knee. He took a knee. What is he doing? He forgot his... It's got to be a knockdown. What in the world is happening? Took a knee. He's got to count.
I understand. You take a knee like that, that looks like a knockdown. All right? Back up.
Can you describe what the feeling was like in the ring? And was it to get the towel out, to get the burn out of your eyes, or what was going on? And
I didn't want to get caught. I didn't want to get caught while my eyes was burning. And you know, like, you can get knocked out like that. So I'd rather take the knee than, you know. But I didn't really know that you can, like, get disqualified for all that. Or, like, when you start counting, I'm like, what the hell? But I don't know. It's cool.
If the ref had made the right call, Davis would have lost that round 10-8, which could have sealed the win for Roach. Ever since, there's been no shortage of tension between the two. They might respect each other's skills, but the bad blood keeps growing as the rematch nears. It all boiled over again on June 14th when they traded shots on social media. It started with Roach asking why so many people were hating on him. Davis clapped back, saying, "It can get real bad for you. Inside and outside the ring, keep faking." A fan jumped in, writing, "You said that last time. Idiot, pay that man his..."
Good try.
Hell no, that was weak.
Come on. I need both hands.
That body shot hurt. Go back down there.
Keep pushing forward.
He gonna piss blood tonight. I haven't been in the ring in like 14 months.
Oh! The footage shows Tank looking razor sharp in the gym, both physically and mentally. Even after the frustration of that draw and the damage to his name, he's fully focused. This is without a doubt the most skilled fighter Tank has ever faced, the narrator points out. The oddsmakers believe Davis will set the record straight on August 16th, but plenty of people still think Roach has what it takes to win. With Davis talking retirement, the pressure is sky high. That explains why his training is so intense. It's rare to see a knockout artist like him spend this much time studying an opponent and playing it cautious early in fights. But considering the tough life he's had, being careful makes sense. Survival has always been the priority. As usual, Roach is shown catching up with his young son on a video call. "I'm glad he's old enough to watch this," Roach says, knowing this could be the defining moment of his career. He's 29 now, and like Davis, he's seen the highs and lows of boxing. Roach opened up about his defeat to Jamal Herring, admitting it sent him into a dark depression, but he clawed his way back. I picked up my tools and went back to work. Roach says, for years later, he took on Hector Luis Garcia and came out on top. To be fair, Tank also fought Garcia, but didn't walk away with the result he wanted. Roach has plenty of skills, but the one he believes gives him the edge is his power. Though let's be real, the most dangerous